Nityam madhuram satyam madhuram Nityam madhuram satyam madhuram O madhuradipate akilam madhuram Madhuradipate akilam madhuram Gitam madhuram Pitam madhuram Bhuktam madhuram Suktam.
An ashram in Sanskrit means a place where you come to be free of all worries and troubles. Shram means worry and trouble, and ashram is some place that is vigatashram, without any worries or anxiety. So our mission here in the ashram, it's not so much to go out and save the world. Instead, it's to lead people or to guide them out of the world of samsara to the transcendental world of love and happiness. So in this ashram, we focus on activities which help us progress step by step in that direction.
Ashram means shelter, and it's an institution meant to educate anyone who wants to take that shelter, regardless of their gender, age, education, creed, social status, faith.
So kirtan is really like one of the main pillars of our life here in the ashram. We see from early morning we do an hour of kirtan, we do artis while we're doing kirtan, and we do singing different mantras and hymns and prayers. And really at different times throughout the day we spend hours and hours a day engaged in kirtan. So really kirtan is, in this age, it's described in our Vedic scriptures as the best means of deliverance from all the troubles of this world. So it's said, actually this world in this age is a sea of faults, kalir dosha nidhi rajan. But there's one good quality, eko asti mahadguna, kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangha param brajet. That if you want to become mukta, liberated, if you want to be able to transcend the troubles of this world in the ashram, then you must perform kirtan in association of people who are themselves very exalted. Kirtan is really like, you could almost say like God in motion. We're singing and dancing and particularly focusing on the names of Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his associate Srimati Radharani, because it is said on the spiritual level the name is actually non-different from the person themselves. So when we're calling out to God with his transcendental names, then it is a way of directly associating with him.
We engage our body, which is like a big instrument. You know, we sing, and the body itself becomes an instrument, so we engage physically. We engage mentally because we meditate and we have different prayers and songs. And we engage our emotions because nothing brings our emotions out than singing a song. If you want to sing nicely, you got to put your heart into it. So it is the easiest way to practice devotion, and also it is very pleasing to those who are glorified in those songs, means God and his associates. Nothing is sweeter than our own name. Everything that's in us is there because it's in God. So nothing sounds more sweetly to God than his own name. So therefore, even any religion, we find the commandment to praise in the names of the Lord. So that's what we do.
After we're doing kirtan, then we also have daily at least 2 different discourses, which is called Harikatha. So in the morning and the evening, every day, everyone comes together and sits for Harikatha. So Harikatha means that we are sitting there and trying to absorb our minds and thoughts and hearts and everything in spiritual sound vibration. This world is full of material sounds and also material ideas, philosophies, and all these things that actually keep us bound to this world. So if we want to elevate our minds, we sit and we hear Harikatha from realized people, realized saints.
Shastra, scriptures, they teaching us that talk and hear about saint person, about God and God family, it's perfection for our senses. And otherwise, if we're not speaking about them, then we will like involved in any, there is some term in Sanskrit, prajalpa, useless talk, which not giving any benefit to us.
So after kirtan, we see the devotees engaged in various kinds of services. This is called seva. So seva is a means of making relationship.
You come in the mat and you straight away do seva, because it helps to make a relationship. Basically, it creates relationship.
And it's also a means of we try to engage ourselves, that it's said that this world is like a place of mostly exploitation, where people are trying to exploit one another for their own ends. But seva means that we are just trying to selflessly serve others, ultimately with the focus on serving the Supreme Personality Himself. And by doing that, then a loving relationship is developed.
If we're serving, we're trying to give up our selfish desire that I'm not serving for myself. I don't want any result from it, but I want to please, to whom I'm serving. That would be not the material persons. We're serving Gurudev, we're serving Sadhu, we're serving Krishna and other like that. So it's basically, it purifies our heart and makes relationship.
And the services are there meant to please the spiritual master. This is called Guru Seva. So we are all here under the shelter of our beloved Gurudev, Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And we are trying our best to carry on his legacy, his memory. We see with our Gurudev so much emphasis on sweetness, madhurya. He taught us that yes, you understand, Krishna is Ishvara Parama Krishna, the supreme God of all gods. But I've come to give you a higher teaching. And he said that is that Krishna, he is himself beyond God. He doesn't focus on him just maintaining this world, creating and destroying. That is given to Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. But Krishna himself, he is carefree, always just playing with his friends, his family, and his beloveds in Braj, singing, dancing in the Rasa Leela, playing in the forest. So that is the mood of our Gurudev was so much emphasized on this sweetness. And it's very beautiful to see. That's why it's also very important to enter into the teachings, the philosophy. So what we are doing is we are really trying now to share his teachings to the world, because it's something that's very special. Wherever he went, he just charmed and attracted everyone's hearts. And so in our ashram, every day we are worshipping our Gurudev. We do a Guru Puja every morning. And throughout the day, we are focused on how to please him. Actually, a real ashram is not there without a real guru or a real sadhu. Real guru or real sadhu is someone who is not of this world. Actually, they are themselves in the transcendental platform, and they can genuinely help us progress. So the ashram is that place where we do services under the direction of a real saintly person. That's so important. Someone who is actually not on the level of exploitation, but who is actually on the level of love and devotion, the spiritual level. And therefore, under their guidance, our efforts can be channeled to the higher plane.
This devotion that the soul has for Sri Krishna it's inherent in every soul, but you can only awaken that in the presence of a sadhu, or someone that has bhakti, has loving devotion in their heart. So we come and stay in the ashram under the guidance of someone whose every activity is completely saturated with devotion for Krishna.
This is called sadhu sangha. The sadhu is that person who has this love fully manifest in them. And in fact, it says that everything they do, whatever they might do externally, is just an expression of that transcendental love that is within them. So they're very deep. So to be with that kind of personality, then it has a power and it has an effect that we can't really understand in an external way.
We also see a lot of focus in our ashram, especially on prasadam. So prasad literally means mercy. It's a very special thing because although it means mercy directly, we see it manifest as it's like foodstuffs. So naturally, to survive, we must eat. But instead of just collecting things and cooking and eating for ourselves, the specialty of prasadam is that we see it that devotees are cooking. They're cooking with pure ingredients, something that is completely without causing any harm. We collect these things and then we very purely cook them, and then we offer them to our beloveds. Like we're trying to create a loving relationship with God or with Krishna. And when we offer it to Him, it's an act of love. It's not that He needs anything from us, but He gives us the opportunity that He says, I accept anything that you offer me with love and devotion. That He says, Patram pushpam phalam tuyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Give it to me with devotion, then I accept it and He gives it back to us. So we see every day the Vaishnavas where we are staying, they themselves will personally cook and feed hundreds of guests without any charge, without asking them where they came from or anything. Everyone is welcome. 3 times a day you can come and you can honor prasadam. And by taking prasadam, it's something that very easily helps you become on a spiritual plane, spiritual consciousness. So it said, Prasade sarva dukanam hanirasyopajayate prasanna chetaso yatma buddhir paryavatistate. If you want your mind to become pure and elevated, you have to take prasadam. Prasadam will take away all types of misery and suffering. Sarva dukkha haranam. So it's so special. We see this, that it's very rare to find a place where everyone is welcome to come and take this prasadam. And we see it also even more rare is that everything is freely given, but it's also cooked by the gurus and the Vaishnavas themselves. And they're teaching us how to serve. We see our Prabhuji, he is himself cooking for everyone. And he's been doing this for 40, 50 years. It's not like he's just engaging some workers to cook and feed everyone, but he himself is leading by example, showing that you should serve others. So it's a very nice atmosphere and environment that it's quite rare to find.